Pisces, hi. Welcome back to Cardinal Fire Tarot. This is going to be your 2023 wrap-up reading and your 2024, the year projected forward reading. I'm kind of mashing the two together. Couple of announcements. January, this month is the last month to book a personal reading with me at the prices that they're set right now. Come February, I'm going to be kind of revamping how I do my personal readings. Prices are going to go up probably a little bit, and also just like updating some of the descriptions and like what the reading is going to be and things like that. Also, if you haven't already, make sure that you're following me on TikTok and Instagram. Both of those are Cardinal Fire Tarot. I post daily over there with readings, quotes, things like that. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by pulling all the oracle cards, and then we'll kind of talk about that and then get into the tarot as well. I'll go ahead and pull cards from this deck as well, and then we'll go ahead and get into what all this means. I'm just flinging them everywhere, aren't I?
All right.
Trying to think of you're the first reading that I've done for these wrap up, you know, readings, and so I'm trying to figure out how I want to because it's a lot of uh cards on the table. So I'm trying to figure out how I kind of want to organize this. Okay, so this first row here. This is your overall theme for the years. We've got 2023, 2024. So, overall theme for 2023, you have all tied up in gratitude. I think you have been hitting a block this past year where you aren't able to manifest what you're trying to bring into your reality because the key of gratitude is missing. You have to have gratitude for where you're at now in order to be vibrating at the energy necessary to bring in new and better. You can't be sitting there thinking my life is absolute shit and this sucks and then expect, good things to come. That's not really how it works. You have to project the energy that you want to receive. Then, overall energy for the coming year, 2024, we've got blame and cornucopia. Same concept, just a little tweaked. So back here, you couldn't manifest what you were trying to because there was a lack of gratitude. Now you're you're seeing your lack of abundance and you're projecting that onto exterior reasons. So people, situations, whatever that you can project your disappointment on instead of taking accountability and looking within and really getting to the root of why your manifestations aren't happening. All right, then in this next row here, we have lessons learned from the years. So 2023, we have the sun and denial. It's almost like instead of viewing happiness as a destination, you're finally starting to realize that happiness is like a verb, like it's happening constantly. You can't be happy when XYZ happens, or else you'll never be happy. XYZ will happen, and then, you'll come up with the next things that you need to happen. Happiness is more of a choice that you make from moment to moment. And I think that's what you're realizing is like, you don't need these manifestations in order for you to be happy and content and fulfilled. Like you are capable of those emotions where you're at right now. I don't care where you are, those emotions are possible. Then for the coming year, 2024, we have trust and contract. This could go either way. This could be, you becoming more willing to expect good things to happen to you, you being more open to, how others could benefit you, how certain um, jobs or certain business plans or certain, closings on a house or whatever, how these things can benefit you and not always expecting the worst. Or, complete flip side of that, if you always are just, expecting silver lining, everything's going to be perfect, very high expectations, this might be a year for you to realize that you need to tune into your intuition a little bit more when deciding those things. Because if you just blindly go in expecting the best from everyone, you're going to be disappointed. Not everyone is at the same vibrational frequency. We'll get more on this when we get the tarot cards out. Again, either way, same concept, just, reversal of it. Because everything is gray areas, right? So you can't just be completely open, trusting to everything, but you also can't be completely closed off and not let anything in. It's finding that balance, finding that gray area somewhere in the middle. Then for this row right here, we have your challenges. For 2023, for the past year, we have honesty and goddess of the moon. This is being honest with yourself about yourself. So the moon card in tarot is the card of secrets or the subconscious or the card of, spiritual realms that we can't see. And then honesty is like, are you being honest with yourself? Like, are you fully aware of what's happening within you, accepting of what's happening within you, willing to address and work on what's happening within you, all of those things. I think that is probably the challenge from this past year. And then for the year coming up, 2024, your challenge is patience and the temple path. So everything is happening in divine timing. Everything is happening in divine timing. Because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to. If it doesn't happen, it wasn't meant to happen. And that is a hard pill to swallow because it takes an immense level of faith to just step into that accepting and that knowing that everything is happening for your highest good. Even when it feels like things are falling apart and things are working against you, it's still for your highest good. Then in this next one, this row right here, we have your strengths. So, strength from the past year, 2023. You have failure and the magician in the mirror. Again, when things feel like they aren't working in your favor, it takes this level of faith to know that it's still working for your highest good. So, your manifestations did not come through this year. Leads us back to this right here. And that feels probably really frustrating and probably very disappointing and probably very hopeless. However, the fact that it's coming through as a strength means that it wasn't supposed to happen this year. Back to this divine timing. It wasn't supposed to happen for you yet. Then in the current year, moving forward, you have envy and the thinking woman. This is you recognizing that you are just as good as anybody else. That you don't have to compare yourself to the people on Instagram and the TikTok stars and the reality TV Kardashian family. Like, you don't have to compare yourself even to just your coworker at work. You are a divine being. You are perfect exactly the way you are, and you were divinely created. And so, with that knowing that um, that you're just as good as anybody else on this world, that's going to open the door for you to have so much more confidence to go for your dreams and go for what it is that you truly, truly want for this coming year. And then this last column here is what you're going to take with you from 2023 into 2024 and what you're going to release from 2023 before you go into 2024. So up here, what you're taking with you, we have the third chakra, Archangel Cameo. I don't know. I don't do a lot of archangel work. Pretty sure that's how you say that. And worry. It says, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. This is almost the exact same energy as this. So your third chakra, that's your solar plexus, right? That's your confidence. That's your knowing who you are, your authenticity. Okay. You are actively learning to release the negative um, self-limiting beliefs or the anxiety and worry that you have that you don't add up, that you aren't good enough. And with that release brings in the ability to see that you are equal. So you're going to keep working on that as you move into 2024. And what you're going to release moving into the next year, we have acceptance, door to romance, and the sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. Follow your intuition, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, especially when it comes to your crushes and it comes to matters of the heart. You have to listen to your intuition. And sometimes your intuition is going to say, this is not it. And in those cases, it takes a wild amount of acceptance to be like, I don't know why, but I know that this isn't going to work. So I need to take a step back for myself. And it looks like that wasn't really happening this year. I don't know if there's like an ex that you just can't get over, or maybe, you just went from one person to the next thinking that each one was going to be the one and getting disappointed over and over again. Like, I don't know exactly what was happening in your love life, but whatever it was, wasn't serving you. It wasn't bringing you any closer to, finding that love and acceptance, and most importantly, self love. So, with all that being said, I want to go ahead and go back and pull some tarot. I'm going to start by pulling some tarot for the overall energy from the previous year, 2023. All right. So, overall energy for 2023, we were talking about how manifestations were at a block due to a lack of gratitude for the current situation. We have the Five of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Fool. Don't be afraid to invest in ventures that involve other people. So it's almost like you're projecting this energy of everyone's out to get me, which isn't necessarily true based off these cards. It's showing me like it is a good idea for you to move forward in a collaborative environment, and that not everybody's out to get you. In fact, looks like the people surrounding you really want to help you. Now, if this, I don't know if this is career, I don't know if this is your personal life, I'm not sure. But if you have a manifestation that you're moving towards and it's not happening, and then you have people who show up offering you support towards that manifestation, do not be too proud to say, to accept their support. Like, they could be your spirit team sending you help through that person, you know? You can't just immediately assume the worst and stick your nose up at anybody who comes into your life, or else you're not going to have people in your life. That's just the end result there. All right, now let's clarify the overall energy for the upcoming year, 2024. All right, so for the overall energy for 24, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Page of Swords. It's like you're in this. I'm actually really excited about this. You probably won't be, but it's really cool energy because you're in a transitional period. So you are moving towards your manifestations. You are moving towards where you want to be. However, you're hitting challenges along the way that you're having to overcome in order to get from point A to point B. So, are those challenges fun? Probably not. But are they phenomenal opportunities for you to grow throughout this upcoming year? Absolutely, they are. Absolutely, they are. So, you've got the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Page of Swords. Now, we were talking about how for the upcoming year, you need to be very conscious of what you're projecting onto other people and where you're placing blame. And then you've got the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. So the Four of Pentacles, that's the card of like clinging energy. It's a card of lack. And you've got that with the Two of Wands. So two of the main challenges that you're going to have to face this year are you stuck in a lack mindset? And how do you shift that into abundance? And if you don't know where you're going, how do you decide? Where do you start? But all of this is coming out with this Page of Swords, which Page of Swords to me, this is the card of curiosity. So you're hitting these challenges, and yes, they are roadblocks, they are speed bumps along the way. But you're coming at it from a point of curiosity and a point of willingness and openness to learn and grow, which puts you in the perfect projection for the upcoming year. That's the energy that you want. All right, let's move on to this next column, which is lessons learned. Just threw every single one of those cards. Hold on. Let me go find them. Here's that one. Oh, and that one. Okay. So you had the sun and denial. And this was, we were talking about how the destination is not happiness, the journey is where you find the happiness. Cards that came out with that are the Hermit, the Seven of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Okay. You are going within to learn these secrets of the universe, for lack of, less cliche words. And you're learning that you can find happiness with every step instead of having to wait till the end. And as you're doing that, you are creating energetic movement within the 3D stillness. So have your manifestations come through yet? No. We've already established that. However, is is there movement happening around your life energetically based off the shifts that you are making? Absolutely. Absolutely there is. And you're learning and evolving along the way, which is what we were just talking about down here. Beautiful, beautiful energy there. So, even though you don't see anything yet, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope because there is movement happening. All right, let's clarify the main lesson that's going to be learned in the upcoming year in 2024. All right, so we had trust in cornucopia. This was the one that we were going to get more clarifiers and see exactly what it meant by that. For tarot, we have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. You are learning not to trust everyone that comes into your life. You are learning to depend on yourself, to be willing to walk away from what isn't serving you, and to put an end to whatever people, situations, whatever are causing you blocks or causing you to be enveloped by lower vibrational frequencies. You are discerning where you can put your faith and where it's better to be a little guarded. Your intuition is going to lead you there. Your intuition is the only thing that is going to point you in the right direction to your truth. All right, the next column was your challenges. So let's first take a look at your main challenge from the previous year, 2023. Yeah, so we were talking about being honest with yourself about where you're at, about your subconscious, about what's happening within you. Then we get the Queen of Cups, the Sun, and the Death and Rebirth card. Being honest with yourself about your emotional well-being or lack thereof, about your emotional status in general, I suppose. Then you have you being honest about, are you genuinely happy? Are you denying your happiness because it isn't attached to a obscure future goal? And then what endings are actually beautiful, beautiful beginnings? What needed to end to create space for the new to come in? This was a year of really having to get honest with yourself and really having to have a level of acceptance for where you are at in the current moment. All right, let's go ahead and get some on your challenge for the upcoming year. All right, so Challenge for the upcoming year. We had patience and the temple path. This was the challenge of accepting universal timing, which Seven of Pentacles, that is the card of planting seeds. That is universal timing. You plant the seeds, you wait, the universe delivers the tree, the fruit, the flower whenever it's time. Then you have the Ace of Cups, so the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, Seven of Pentacles to Eight of Pentacles. You are putting in the work. You are willing to learn. You are willing to be propelled by faith without tangible proof of what's coming in. And you're keeping your heart space open. You are keeping your heart space open, despite the fact that your 3D realm is less than satisfactory. I mean, this is your challenge, but I am so, so impressed by that energy coming through. Again, it leans back into this energy. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Should it be? No, that's not life. Life isn't perfect. However, the approach that you have while dealing with the imperfections are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's look at your strength. Let's look at your biggest strength for the previous year, 2023. All right, so we had failure and the magician in the mirror. So this was recognizing that your failure to manifest was not necessarily failure. It is actually for your highest good, right? You know, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Swords. You are learning. It kind of goes right back into this trust down here and learning to depend on yourself. You learned last year that you really had to kind of put your walls up. You had to set firm boundaries and you had to follow through even if it wasn't easy. For most people, when you set boundaries, you feel like an absolute monster because you were so used to overcompensating and being such a people pleaser that when you set healthy, normal boundaries, you feel like you're being, horrifically mean or, um, unrealistic of your expectations when in reality, you're absolutely not. And so your strength was that you kept through with projecting confidence within your boundaries, within your decisions, within your opinions, despite the fact that internally you weren't feeling that confidence. Internally, you were affected by your manifestations not coming through. You were affected by other people's opinions of you. There was so much happening internally, but you kept moving forward as if the confidence was already there. Let's look at your strength for the upcoming year, for 2024. All right, so we had envy and the thinking woman. This was you recognizing that you were equal to anybody else, right? You have the Six of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Six of Swords. Even if you can't see it, like we were just saying up here, that projecting into the world the confidence that you don't yet feel, that fake till you make it kind of energy, that's coming through down here too. Even if you can't see it, you're making moves as if it's there, as if the confidence is there, as if the self-love and acceptance is already there, as if your fear of rejection or fear of judgment isn't there. And in doing so, every time you do that and you act in accordance with that, you're going to move that much more into the authenticity that is you. Fake it till you make it. That essentially. All right. Now, what we're going to take with you into the coming year was the recognizing that just because you're insecure doesn't mean that it's truth. Just because your mind thinks something mean about yourself doesn't mean that that is fact. Right, clarifying. Worry and the third chakra, we have King of Wands, Magician, Hierophant, Seven of Wands. I want to point out the fact that all three of these people in this card, in these cards, now these cards are not super similar cards. They have very different meanings. However, in this deck in particular, they all three are sitting cross-legged as if in meditation. Okay? You are bringing with you the solar plexus work that you have been working on throughout this past year. You are bringing with you the activation and the clearing of stagnant, um, no longer needed energy. As you clear that out and as you accept universal energy into this energy center right here, you get to step into your confidence. You get to step into your most authentic, confident, um, outgoing version of yourself. That's what you're bringing with you into 2024 is all the work that you have been making throughout the previous year in your confidence, in your self-acceptance, and the knowing of who you are at your core. All right, let's go ahead and get some cards on what you are leaving behind in 2023. What is not coming with you into 2024? Oh, those flew out. All right, so we had acceptance, door to romance, and the sixth chakra. So this was not following your intuition when it came to romantic relationships specifically. I want to point out that the lovers came out right there. You also have the star, the three of wands, the eight of wands, the tower. Oh, that's a lot happening. Okay. You are where you're supposed to be at for your development. That seems to be a theme that keeps coming up. Universal timing. Being where you're supposed to be at. You know, everything happening for your highest good, even if it doesn't feel like that. You are where you're supposed to be at when it comes to romantic relationships as well. So, you know what you want. You know what you're manifesting. If it if something shows up and it is less than, why on earth would you consider accepting it? You know what you are capable of attracting into your life. You know what you deserve and are worthy of when it comes to a partner. And you do not live in a state of lack where you have to take the best that you can get. That's not how that works. If you believe that's the best you can get, then it is the best you can get. That is how it works. However, if you know that they aren't in alignment with you, do not waste any of your time, effort, energy on them. Move on to the next. Okay, so to end this reading, I wanted to pull one affirmation, and we got sanctuary. It says, a sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. Don't go chasing other people. You learn you. You figure out what makes you happy. You figure out who you want around you and what you deserve to allow into your space. And then don't compromise on those boundaries. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. If you resonate with the reading, I would really appreciate if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, do all that good stuff that helps the channel grow. And make sure to check out cardinalfiretarot.com if you want to book a personal reading with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.